Welcome back. This is another edition of the Word with G Fantasy Football Podcast. Stardom, Situm, Divisional Round. And if you're wondering, Greg, what happened to the wild card video? Why was there a wild card video? I had a bye week last week, kind of like the Green Bay Packers. Had to rest my voice, much like Aaron Rodgers had to rest his calf on the bye week. You know, after a long season of doing videos, talking to you, and getting you ready for week-to-week fantasy players. But we're back, and now we're on to the divisional round. I got two players you're going to start, two players you're going to sit. And this you could do this for a FanDuel league, a DraftKings league, or maybe you're doing an NFL playoff fantasy type league. So two players we're starting this week. Andrew Luck, the Indianapolis man, going up against his old mentor, Peyton Manning. Well, you can't really say mentor. They never technically played together, but the guy who was there in Indianapolis before him. So Andrew Luck, great season, 40 touchdowns, only 16 interceptions this season. I know he's going up against a revamped Denver defense, and I'm not saying that Indianapolis is going to win this game, but I do like Andrew Luck to have a pretty good game this week, better than some of the other quarterbacks. I'm excluding Romo just because, obviously, I'm rooting for my Packers, and I can't tell you to start throwing Romo, although that would probably be a good start also. But I'm going with Andrew Luck. I know the Denver defense has got DeMarcus Ware, Hakeem Talib, Von Miller, T.J. Ward, Chris Harris. But I think Andrew Luck, he played really well last week. He's got a bunch of weapons, and a couple of throws I saw this kid make were unbelievable. On the run, getting dragged down. He just looked... Third-year quarterback. This kid is a stud. He's got weapons all over the place with, T.Y. Hilton being the biggest one. Akeem Nicks actually showed up once or twice last game. Moncrief is there, the young kid, the wide receiver. All reliable Reggie Wayne, always an option. And I just think Andrew Luck has no fear. He's not afraid of going into Denver and making all the throws he's used to making. And going up against Peyton Manning, I don't think it's going to scare this guy. So I'm sticking with Andrew Luck this week. I rolled him out. I'm not doing any FanDuel or DraftKings leagues this week, but I am doing a NFL Playoff Challenge Fantasy League for the Word with G. I know a couple of you probably are in there. And I'm rolling with Andrew Luck this week. Spoiler alert. And so yeah, he's my quarterback this week. Next, we're going to go to Green Bay and Jordy Nelson. Now I'm going to preface this with saying that Aaron Rodgers needs to be on the field the entire game for Jordy Nelson to be my stardom. But I think the way that Aaron Rodgers is, he had the extra week off. I think with the Dallas pass rush not being that great, that he's going to be able to stay clean and upright for the most part and be able to find he's all pro, not just Pro Bowler, but all pro wide receiver, and Jordy Nelson. As long as Rodgers makes it through the game, that'll be fine. The Cowboys, like I said, 28th in the rushing attack, attacking the quarterback, sacking the quarterback. They're 28th in the league, rushing the passer. Rodgers, I think he'll have time to find his, like I said, all-pro target. And the Dallas defense is allowing 252 yards in the air so far this year per game. And Jordy had a phenomenal season, 98 catches, 1,519 yards, and 13 touchdowns to go along with it. So I'm rolling with my man Jordy Nelson. I think he's going to find a couple of big plays, maybe find the end zone once or twice, the back shoulder fade throws, the whole thing. So I look for him to get a touchdown or two and over 100 yards this week. Now the two guys that I'm sitting this week, I'm leaving them on the fantasy pine as we always talk about. First one, Kelvin Benjamin. Let me say this kid, phenomenal rookie season. Great rookie year, 73 catches, 1,008 yards, 9 touchdowns. He was the leading wide receiver for the Panthers so far this year, in a year where the offense was kind of revamped. The wide receiving core was basically all brand new to Cam Newton. This kid stepped in and was a constant #1 target week in and week out. But they're going up against Seattle defense this week, so I expect to have Richard Sherman or the rest of the Legion of Boom spying him and locking him down and making sure that he doesn't beat them. Make the other wide receivers beat them, whether it be a Jericho Cotchery or a Philly. Oh, That's right, Philly Brown is probably going to be out this week. So it might be Stephen Hill. We may have a Stephen Hill sighting. All you Jet fans know who I'm talking about. And I would try your hardest if I'm Seattle to make a Stephen Hill feature. Just what I think. Joe Flacco is my next sit-em. I know, the best quarterback in the league according to Harbaugh after the game against Pittsburgh last week. But he may have a point with the 10 wins that he has in the postseason. He's gone to New England before and beat them in the playoffs. Beat him 2 out of 3 times. Actually, should have been 3 out of 3 if Billy Cundiff doesn't miss a chip shot field goal as time expires in one of those games. But with all that said, Flacco's never gone up against a defense in New England like this before. With the Darrelle Revis and the Brandon Browner, I think that secondary is going to make it very challenging for Joe Flacco to beat them. And I don't know if he's got magic enough to beat this secondary in New England. So I'm going to give you my game picks too. There's your 2 startums, 2 sit-ems. And I'm going to give you my game picks. I'm going Green Bay over Dallas. I'm going Colts losing to Denver. I'm going the Pats over the Ravens. And I'm going Seattle over Carolina. I don't exactly remember the scores. I'd actually have to, let's look those up right now. I'll give you the scores to those games. What did I say here? We go Packers 34, Dallas 27, Broncos over the Colts 30-27, Pats over the Ravens 24-17, and Seahawks over the Panthers 22-13. You heard it first, the Word with G podcast. This is the divisional round start of Sit 'em. I gave you my picks too. You sit back and listen, enjoy the games, and I'll explain. We'll catch you next time. Hopefully the Packers are through. And go Pack, go. Aaron Rodgers, stay healthy, my man.